Welcome to the program. We got a lot to talk about for this week. The stock market was very volatile. Along with that comes opportunity. But before we get into the details, we have a goal of 100 subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like up button, helps get the video out there. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get right into it, not waste any time. So here we are on the SPY representing the S&P 500. And this is a daily chart. And as you can see, I talked about that line of the sand. We passed the line of the sand early in the week, tried to come above it, as you can see, and then boom, Friday, this is a daily chart, just shot right over it. Very bullish, extremely bullish. So that was pretty nice. We obviously broke out of this downtrend. So let's go ahead and get rid of these lines. So let's take a look at what we got here now. We still have our high here. Well, you can say a high here, and a lower high. The lower low, then it started to consolidate, and this actually reached Friday's low of 420.48 perfectly. So let's go ahead and draw some new trend lines here and see what's going on. I'm going to say we're going to start with one here. We're going to put this in here. Let's duplicate this line. Well, we'll make it red since it is going down. And we'll duplicate this line. See if we can find a trading range. That trading range is going to be right around there. So there's our downtrend right now. Boy, what an aggressive day on Friday. Let's go ahead and take a intraday look at this. We'll put this on a 15-minute chart so you can see some of the volatility we had here. For example, here's Friday. Okay, here's that downtrend that we just drew, the red lines. Here's that line of the sand, which I said. So it dropped off pre-market big time. And then some news came out, a non-farm payroll, which was pretty good actually, which is not good for the Federal Reserve, but the stock market liked it, and boom, straight up. If we let's drop this out to a 4-hour chart, so we can pretty much get a better look at the whole week. So you see, there was a lot of volatility, staying in this trading range that we just drew, up, down, halfway up. So it definitely had some serious weakness here on October 3rd. Came down, still lower. We're getting these lower lows, and basically Friday's when we broke out. So let's take a look at this. We got a high here. Oh, here's a high. Here's another high, and another high. So down, 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 down. We held this area. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Is this a fake out? Is this something that's just a quick pump and then just going to drop on Monday? Well, I'd hate to predict things or speculate. I'm going to speculate yes. I'm going to speculate that this could be a good time to short the market. I started my last short, which was right here. So we're actually at the levels where I started a short last week. And, we finished, those profits were taken down here. So we are at a critical level. After hours, you can see right here, there's a little, in 4-hour chart, a little bit going up here. So it does show some strength. And by the way, just to point this out, this candle here with this big bottom tail on it, that shows a lot of strength as well, a lot of support. It got bounced down and pushed right back up. So that's interesting. That is certainly interesting to look at. So then we are, that's a 4-hour chart. You can see we came down to 451s. So we hit this 426 area. Let's just see what's going to happen with that. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Let's take a bigger picture of the SPY. We're going to go to the weekly chart. Let's really zoom in here and see what's going on if you take all those intradays and days and put them together. So here you go. There's our chart. Made it up, and last week you can see was weak. This week was strong. So what's going to happen now? Well, they both have bottoming tails, which shows support. They did not like coming down to the 420 range, or near the 420. 426, it appears to be where it wants to find a base, or a bottom, if we'll say. Now that's what the chart's saying, but we have to watch news. Things are very volatile right now, like I talked about a possible short. But then again, I'm not going to start Monday out, oh, I'm short in the market. I want to first find the trend, the sentiment of the day, because it could still be bullish. And then we can go long, because I like trading the TQQQ, which is the 2X long on the NASDAQ, and the SQQQ, which is a short position, an inverse ETF against the NASDAQ. But you can also, UPRO, UPRO, is a 3X leverage on the S&P going long. And then there's SDS, which is an inverse ETF for shorting the SPY. And that is a 2X leverage, which means we'll go to UPRO, which is a 3X long. So if the SPY goes up 1%, UPRO 3X leverage would go up 3%. So you get 3 times the move. So there's our weekly chart. Let's go back to the daily chart and take a quick look at the QQQ, representing the NASDAQ. As you can see, it never touched that line of the sand. In fact, let's draw a little trend line here. It is definitely looking strong. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to make this green for an uptrend. And we'll double click that. We will duplicate this line and find the range, which is going to be right around there. So there's our range. And I also noticed that we had a little bit of a, it's very interesting to find that it really held its support quite nicely here. Look at that. Let me draw that line. We'll make this orange. So look how it held that support. That was really quite interesting. It never did make it to 350, which was that line of the sand that I had. But it really is holding this 355 area. That's pretty impressive. So we'll go ahead and look at that on a weekly chart real fast. QQQ, yes, they are looking strong. So this is the whole year right here. What we see now is the year. Extremely aggressive. If let's draw a little line here, see what percentages we're really at. We take this, we go to the high. Oh, I can't see it here. Hold on. So we go to the high. We're talking. That's 48%. $127 to the high. And to the low, we're only talking, 34% year to date. That's pretty impressive. So that's where we're at there. Okay. Oh, now we get rid of this. There we go. So that's pretty impressive. That's a weekly chart. Let's look at the SPY on that real fast too. Let's look at the SPY real quick on this. Year to date. Let's see. There we go. That's the SPY. So let's draw another little drawing here. Okay, start of the year, from the low of the year to the high so far was 21% for the SPY. And year to date, we are now 11%. So that just gives you an idea how the NASDAQ is really ripping, 3 times greater than the S&P 500. So tech is really trying to hold on strong here, as you can see. There's no doubt about it. With the AI's got a lot to do with it. Unbelievable. All right, so let's take a look at some of the big movers. There's a big mover on Palantir. Big move on Friday. Again, this is all AI related. So it held that line of the sand quite nicely. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 try tests off $14. That was pretty impressive. AMD had a nice move. It finally broke out of this downtrend. So AMD now is starting to make a reversal. Meta at 315. Pretty impressive. Okay, you see all these stocks were taken off on Friday. Unbelievable. Oil. Well, I know Oxy is down to 82, or I'm sorry, crude oil, WTI is down to $82 a barrel. But OXY oil has been selling off all week, and Friday it looks like it found a support. A nice big move on Friday as well. Look at that. That is nice. Now, I like MRO. Let's see what they did, which is Marathon Oil. They were in an uptrend. They broke out. And they're at support, 24.30. Not bad. Not bad. So I'm going to take a look on this. This could be a nice long position for next week. We'll have to see. Definitely get back here to test, $27. Okay, which could be a good test. So, you got a good $1.50 right there. So I like that. I like it. Intel's, as you can see, still in an uptrend, but boy, it tests this range beautifully. Look how nice that is. So this has actually been a nice, it could be a good time to go long here as well, considering, the next range target's going to be $40. It's only $36 now. So you're talking about a $4 move here, which is quite nice. So tried to bounce out of the range, came back down. So here we are, low range, high range. And I drew this, a couple weeks ago. Boy, it's working beautifully. That is working nice. Anything else? Tesla. Take a look at the electric mobile here. Tesla is still holding the trend line, but it is getting weak. It's getting weak. You see we only made it halfway up the trend line last week. Came down, touched the bottom beautifully, and now it's getting weaker. So it'll be interesting. It's breaking down. That's what's happening here. Tesla is slowly breaking down, but still holding this uptrend. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So as you can see, there's not many losers here. Silver really dropped off a lot. It still could be a good possible long. If you bought it at 19 or 1973, boy, that would have been a nice swing trade. So this is SLV by BlackRock. So that's the daily chart for silver. Looks pretty good. Amazon was falling down. They found some support yesterday. On Friday, Google, same deal. They're doing pretty well. They dropped off last week and now they're coming back. So that's about it. What's really interesting is Target. These high value dividend paying stocks are literally tanking. This is something I'm curious about. That's why I'm talking about this being a possible pump in this market, and then it's going to dump. Here's a Target daily chart. This thing has just been selling off constantly. Down, 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 down to 105. This thing plays a good dividend. It's a value stock, and it has just been dropping all year. Started basically from beginning of February. It's just been coming straight down. Like Verizon, for example, straight down. Yeah, I know they got debt and all that stuff. AT&T. Well, they're a little better than Verizon, but Verizon's still straight down. And here's another one, Whirlpool. This is a high value stock, high dividend paying stock, and it's just coming straight down all year. So that's interesting. And if you look at Clorox, Heinz, Ketchup, General Mills, Kellogg's, all these big companies, they're coming straight down all year. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll sum it up there. I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, please subscribe. Our goal is to reach 100 subscribers. And we will keep you posted. Thank you for watching.